everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. As obviously you're all aware what's going on currently, but we thought that we have done so much work with our strategy and changing our logo and the strapline, which was just such a galvanizing together and working as a team, which consists of the trustees, members, volunteers and staff. And we thought, why waste it? You know, we had it all planned to launch it tomorrow. We had the signs all done, but we can't change them yet. And everything had been ready, but except obviously this whole situation happened, and we thought we're going to do something different and go virtual. So thank you all who are here with us today. Catherine, can you kind of say?
I will. At the moment, we are waiting for people to join us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's brilliant. I think we're going to give it a few minutes.
Oh, we have had someone join us. Please say hello when you join us.
Okay, so we wanted to launch this strategy because we had done so much work, like I mentioned earlier. For those who were here before, we've done work, and it's been amazing teamwork coming together. We thought, let's look at our logo, and we were asking a lot of questions. Does our logo, our current logo, does it really explain what we do and who we are? And feedback was, no, it doesn't. So we thought, okay, let's look at logo, and then we thought strapline to go with the logo. And we had this workshop which was Achieving More Together, and it was a mix of members, volunteers, staff. We all were together, and we kind of it was Marsha actually. She kind of put things together. Marsha is our arts teacher, which Design JD had already given us lots of different ideas of what it could be. And on that day, it was such teamwork. Oh, Francis, she can now. I'm here. Hi, Francis. And so we came up with our new slogan and our logo, which you can see on the banner, those who can. But what it says, it's the actual logo. Faye is now modeling the logo for us. And the strapline we have now is changing how we see. And this idea of it is the perception of both parties, internally and externally. You know, we want people to see that visual impairment doesn't mean life finishes. It's more to do with the fact that it's a new journey, and we want to be part of that journey with individuals. So we're hoping you like the logo and the strapline. So do comment and let us know. I know Marsha nailed it, definitely, Danielle. I remember that day, you know, it was a full-on workshop day, but we all came out, I think, feeling pretty good about how much we achieved in that day. And then we passed that on and showed to trustees to kind of get their feedback as well, what they thought about it. So altogether, it's been a real good amount of work coming together. So the word together is definitely one that we keep for a lifetime, which is Faye and Maxine's, and John was part of that as well. I think it was 3 of you that were really campaigning for it.
There was some more, but okay. It was just the 3 of us.
Okay. All right. So the strategy coming into Croydon Vision. So I'm Suzannette. For those who don't know me, I'm Suzannette, and I've got Faye here. I've also got some of the management team as well. Catherine's here and Natasha. We've all been working at Croydon. I came into Croydon Vision in January 2018, and we've done a significant amount of work in the organization to kind of modernize it, make it a knowledge organization. All of us that are here, as well as the volunteers who are just awesome. You know, I am blessed to be working with such amazing people, and our trustees who have been so willing to accept and embrace change. And we also have new trustees that have come on board as well. So our next stage of the journey of Croydon Vision was to put together a strategy, and that Faye's going to talk a little bit more about the strategy in terms of one of the key priorities. but we, you know, first page of it is a message from Francis, who is the chair, and myself, just talking about where we've been, but how there's so much more work to be done. I know Glenn has, yes, I should have mentioned that, right? So the C that is on our strapline, you would see that it's an uppercase C, and that is because it actually has, it's an acronym for support, enable, and empower. And Glenn was a real key fighter to make sure that we have that in there. So well done, Glenn. And in some ways we already had it, but we didn't know how to put it together. And so that workshop and also coming together really kind of brought it, into what it is now in existence. So well done. And so, so the whole point of this strategy is to explain what we do slightly in a background way, but also to kind of bring a real awareness to the community, that they are aware. Glenn is really enjoying himself here. To bring awareness to the community of what people with sight loss can do and what we intend to do for the next 3 years to come. Now, we all know so much is going on, but in the midst of this storm, we know that it will pass and opportunities will come up which are aligned with our strategy. So we're not going to lose the focus. We're going to keep that, and so we're officially launching our strategy. If you're passing by, the signs outside won't change because of what's going on for now, but we have it all in hand to do. Our website will change, so the logo will come on. We'll change some of the features of the website, and the full strategy will be added on the website as well. So I'm going to pass you over to Faye. Faye's going to talk. So there's 5 priorities on our strategy, and Faye's going to talk to you about one of them. The 5 priorities are, we've got co-production, which is about our members to actively shape service development. We've got community, which is about the reaching of community at Croydon in terms of where we're at, but where the gaps are, which are quite big gaps in a sense, and how we're going to bridge that gap by working together. We have accessibility. Catherine's going to talk about that. Natasha's going to talk about community. And then I will talk about holistic health as well as the money area, which is always important, isn't it? But also how you can join us, how you can join this family and friends of Croydon Vision, that we can continue to make real change at Croydon, and also support to be able to work with other boroughs, other sight loss organisation, and the wider national organisation as well. So thank you. Neil just said new logo looks good, thank you. And a few other comments for Catherine. Catherine is on the comments.
I'm on the comments.
Yes.
Any questions we will.
Yeah, so thank you for that. So Faye, do you want to talk about co-production?
Yeah, so hello. I'm, for those who don't know me, I'm the volunteer coordinator, but most of you probably do. Probably heard my voice a few times on Talking News as well recently. So you get to hear it yet again. Yay! And so I'm going to talk to you about the first key priority, which is co-production, which is something that, from my point of view, I see so much co-production happening at Croydon Vision, and it's something that we're really looking to take further with members, volunteers, staff, and external people as well, just to bring it all together. The members, you're the ones that have sight loss, so you're the ones that really can give back to us. So, for example, we've had things in the past, like we've got the Service Enablers meeting, which that's really grown over the last year or so. It used to just be a group leaders meeting, and now we're getting in key members and looking to really shape the decisions Croydon Vision makes, with taking into consideration everything that you say. Even this strategy was all made with the input of members and volunteers as well. We had a away day back in 2018, which really got our key values from it, as well as other things. And then we had the Achieving Day, that Susanette was speaking about earlier, where we came up with the new logo, the new strapline. So really everything that we do, it really is for the members, and we have so much input from everyone else, and we really just want to take that further. We found some key areas that we'd like to develop from, and that's really the working age. So we're looking to how we can expand that and not include them more, but we were talking about offering alternative sessions, because for a lot of people, some of them already do work, so it means that a lot of our services aren't accessible at the moment. So one of the things discussed was different times of sessions. Other things discussed were close collaboration with other charities and businesses. So it sort of goes into Natasha's point about going into the community with businesses, and also better promotion of our services. So we're on Facebook right now, but there are plenty of other resources. So honestly, if you've got stuff, give it to us. The more information we have, the more we can do with it, and the more we can shape decisions in the future. So talking about the future, we've got sort of 3 key things that our sort of future plan is focusing on. So it's continuity, can't say that word, of a vibrant, engaging service enablers group. So that's just continuing the service enablers group. I personally think it's going really well. So, but getting more people's opinions in. If you want to be part of the service enablers group, please do let me know, and we can get you involved. Or if you've got anything you'd like to say and bring to the table, the more the merrier. The more opinions and feedback, the better. The second thing is social media engagement. So we want to reach much more people and improve the awareness of not only our services but of sight loss as well. And to continue to invest in team development. So that's volunteers, staff and trustees, so that we can all give members the best service possible. Yeah, I think does that cover everything?
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you. If you have any questions or comments about any of the priorities, just send it to us, and we will answer as best as we can at the end of the session. Yeah.
So we have got a question from Glenn. He's asking, is the strategy adaptable to the unprecedented times we are currently in?
Yes, it is very much so. I mean, awareness, one of it about accessibility. Today there was a discussion on BBC about why is the vulnerable list excluded? Is blind and partially sighted people excluded from it? And that's because there is a lot of that discussion of people not being aware of those things, which we as an organization and you guys working with us can help us to do. I mean, we've had to work with the council to get key worker status, which today we tweeted about that to say thank you to the council, because it was just the notion of there are hubs and people can go and get food from them, and I had to say to them, well, thank you, it's a good start, great, but our members generally wouldn't be able to go there. So we need to be able to go out and reach them, and they've worked with us really well to make sure that happens. So yeah, so it very much does align with the present times of what's going on, and this working document, that's one of the things that I even said to the designers that we're not printing it, because it is going to be a working document. We are a flexible, adaptable organization, so if there's things that does need to be addressed, revised on, we will ensure that is done. But currently, looking at the times, where it definitely does fit into it. Yeah?
You have to give 10 seconds.
Yes, it does. So in that time, Natasha, do you want to swap over? Just because we're adhering to physical distancing. Faye's going to say goodbye, and then yes, Natasha will come on.
Goodbye, and I just want to say a massive thank you to all our volunteers who just help us through everything, and you just make Croydon Vision what it is, even in these times of need. You're all doing amazing.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you, guys. Right, Natasha. Natasha's going to talk about community, which is our second priority.
Okay, hi everybody. So yes, I'm Natasha. For some of you who don't know who I am, I'm the office manager here at Croydon Vision. So I'm going to be talking about community, improving our reach and engagement. So your main aim is to support the community from both prevention and intervention perspective. We currently have an outreach program, so we have 2 outreach progression officers. So they go out into the community and help members who are unable to come to Croydon Vision and use our facilities. This could be because they're housebound or mobility difficulties. So that's currently a service that we launched last year. But our aim is to grow that service. Our activities mainly are within the West Croydon area. So most of our members come from kind of Fulton Heath, a bit further north of Borough of Croydon, a bit of Selsdon, a little bit of New Addington, which touches on the south bit of the borough. But we're not really accessing the southwest bit, Purley, Coulsdon, Kenley, the kind of outskirts of the north, or the southwest even, of the Croydon borough. So those are areas that we have identified as a need and that we need to tap into. So in terms of key things to focus on in the next 3 years, with income generation, fundraising is a key thing for us. We want to grow our outreach service. We currently have 2 outreach progression officers, as previously mentioned. It would be great to double that to 4 in the next 3 years' time, to be able to reach out to more members within the community by increasing that service. We also want to increase our fleet. We currently have 3 minibuses, some of you know them quite well, our big buses, but the aim in the next 3 years' time is to increase that and have additional drivers as well. We currently have 2 drivers, so it would be good to increase the drivers for that, so that hopefully will help us reach into different areas of the Croydon Borough that we're currently not accessing at this precise time. And greater inclusion as well in the social community for people with sight loss. So we do work alongside a lot of healthcare organisations in Croydon, but it's working a bit more smarter and differently as well. So tapping into newer areas such as mosques, school churches, or different areas we haven't been into where there could be individuals with sight loss who may not know about Croydon Vision, and it's a way of reaching further out into the community and welcoming those members in. So these are 3 key goals that we aim to achieve in 3 years' time under that key priority of community. And Croydon Vision are doing really good right now, and I believe that we can achieve that in 3 years' time. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Natasha. Was there any comments yet, or is there a delay?
There's a delay,
There's
so
a slight
if anyone
delay,
has any
isn't it?
comments,
Yeah.
we'll get it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, there's a lot of thank you. Thanks, Faye. Thanks, Faye. Great work, Faye. Hi, Natasha. Yes, there's quite a few. There's definitely love out there, all being demonstrated for you guys. So well done.
Love back. Love
Yeah.
back. Croydon Vision.
Yes, okay. If there's any questions, then obviously we can answer them. Catherine, do you want to come
Yeah.
through now? I'll keep an eye on
Thank you very much.
the comments. Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Catherine. I am the resource manager here, and we are sitting in my resource centre. I'd like to say also thank you to Jonathan and the guys at Design JD, because I went on our website about 20 minutes ago, and our logo has already changed.
Woo!
So thank you so much for that.
Done.
So I'm talking about accessibility. So it's transforming our premises and improving technology use. So I think actually today is a really good demonstration of how we are improving our technology use within the building and without, and getting onto Facebook live streaming. So it's
Thanks, Francis. Yeah, sorry.
so it's to make it's not just about access to technology or accessibility, it's about access to the building. And it's things like our lift project, which will enable us to make use of all 3 floors in this wonderful building that we have. And also that will enable us to hopefully hire out and get more money in, because we have more money in, we can do more services. It's also about making sure the building is accessible to as many people as possible, not just
you guys who are visually impaired, because you may also have other needs. So it's making sure that our doors are wide enough for wheelchairs, and all those things. That if we don't have the feedback from you, we don't know that there's something that needs a change. So there are 3 priorities for these as well. The first is improving our building accessibility. The second is a creation of a mobile technology hub so that we can help people outside of the building that we are. Because Croydon Vision isn't just the building, it is the people. So we've got to make sure that we've got all this technology that we can go out and we can help people who are out and about, not just people in this physical building. And the third one is to try and develop an active technological community. So you guys who are here with us today are the foundation of that tech community. You are going to be the ones who we're going to be looking for to help mentor people coming into this. And also it's to talk about how we can do things like have pilot studies of any new technology coming in, so that we can make sure that if we invest in any new technology, that it is the right technology rather than, oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
So that's all about accessibility. So are there any questions? We'll wait for a little bit for anything to come through.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. I had one. Glenn is asking, a lot of charities are struggling financially at the moment due to the lockdown and the knock-on effect that has on many of our patrons. How strong is Croydon Vision, and can we weather the storm? Yes, we can, Glenn. Well, we are. There is definitely challenges happening, but we are working together as a team to make sure that through this storm, we can come on the other side and it will pass. It will affect us financially. There will be implications, but we will grow stronger together. And once this is over, we'll find other means and other ways to seek opportunities to make sure that we continue to be a stronger organization. Yeah? I hope that answers your question and gives you that assurance. Yusuf, does the Croydon Vision website link to the petition from RNIB and others to get us registered on the government's list of vulnerable people?
It will do by this afternoon.
Yeah, no, it's not, but you bear with us, because we are actually, today is kind of a bit of a leisure day for us, because most of the team are out during the day to do lunch services, grocery shopping. There's lots of befriending going on, IT support, news talking, newsletter and talking news. So, and obviously there's a skeleton of people within the building, just so that we maintain, we have less or not as crowded people in the building. So no, we haven't, but we have been following it on Twitter. Because that's why I was saying earlier that I did hear the news about Dr. Patel, that he was on BBC this morning. So yes, we will make sure we have that on. Yeah. Thanks, Glenn. So that answers your question. Thank you. Was there any other question on accessibility, or it will come? Should we continue?
We'll continue and
come.
I'll go back to.
So holistic health was our 4th priority. Does someone want to come sit here that I don't look so lonely? Yes, not that I'm lonely, but what I was going to say about holistic health. Holistic health, this is about, so holistic health is not necessarily just about health as in hospital. This is about how we put members at the center of their well-being. A real case of that is for me one of the things that last year I went on this crazy trip to Kilimanjaro, which was great. But there was one that really was quite enlightening, which was Snowdon. We did Snowdon in August, and we had a number of speed kind of trail in a sense. So some of us who were doing Kilimanjaro went first, and then there was a middle ground, and then there was another group of individuals, and there was particular members and volunteers who were like, a volunteer who was like, I can't do this, and it was just hard, because climbing Snowdon, I mean, for some it's great, for others it's not. I got drenched coming down, which was not fun at all. But it was just amazing how with teamwork, someone who thought they could never have done that was able to do it, and it was apparently something on their bucket list. And so for us, what holistic health is about putting that member at the center and saying, what do you need and how can we support? And that would be working with ECLO, that's working with sensory impairment team, working with GPs, working with COS, the local opticians, GPs, but also working with the voluntary sector. What's out there that they're doing really well that we can just collaborate rather than trying to do everything ourselves. What's nationally going on that we can work collaboratively as well. So we don't work in this bubble of everything is just Croydon Vision. We want to work with partners so that we can ensure that members get the best support and service that they need. So that's what holistic care is about. It's also about how do we then create awareness. So some of the keys of holistic care is about making sure that the message that sight loss, 50% of sight loss is preventable. Why is it that people are getting sight loss so much more and it's increasing? It's because people are not aware of, especially in businesses, that they should be letting people test their eyes, doing the DSC, doing basic things that keep your eyes healthy. And then obviously as long as possible that you don't lose your sight or eventually become blind. So those are things that we will be campaigning and working together to make sure that happens. We know that a lot of people who lose their sight, it's a time of real loneliness, hopelessness sometimes, and you know that better than I do. And so our aim and our mission is that you come through a journey with us, that as that happens, we can support you, enable you. Glenn, you should be high-fiving and all this now. Support you, enable you, empower you, that you come out the other way, being independent, being able to live independently. So if you're working age, that you get the access or supports that you require for IT, for peer support, that when eventually you get then into employment again, that you're able to do what you, to show them, to kind of clear away this boundary and barriers that people with sight loss are just in a culture of, benefits and all the rest, which sometimes people have that. So we need more examples, we need more mentors that show and demonstrate that our life, that the work we do has this journey from despair to living independently, and then improve it. And through that process, you then become more inclusive, you become more empowered, and you become the self-advocate for yourself, for those with sight loss, and that just makes it an all-round. So my theory is that coming into Croydon Vision is not death do us part. Yeah, coming into Croydon Vision is come in, get the support, be enabled, be empowered, you go out, and then you recommend other people to come back in. So it's like a circle rather than just I'm here and this is my life now. There are those who that's what will happen, but majority of you are not in that place. And so we want to help you, all of you, as best as we can to make that happen. So that's what holistic health is about. Like I said, it's not just about medical, it's about your whole life, socially, emotionally, psychologically, how we can help. Yeah?
So
sorry, go ahead.
We've got two questions that popped up because of that.
Yes.
First one from Jennifer. What about the counselling services as part of holistic health?
Yes. Yeah.
And the other one is from Neil McBride from Croydon Council. He says maybe this is also something that we can do on World Sight Day to highlight a lot around sight loss and health, keeping eyes healthy through diet and so on.
Definitely. So some of the measures that are in here is just a snapshot. They're not just what we're going to be doing. It's just kind of a teaser to show you that these are some of the things that we will do. We will have an operational plan which will measure this year 1, year 2, year 3. And as the year go on, we will make sure that on our AGM we're reporting on them. So you're clearly seeing together, all of us, because what I'm really looking at is that we have an active list of individuals. So it's not just about listening today, but it's by listening and saying, this is a call to action. What is in this plan that really resonates with you and you want to get involved? Join us. That's what this is a movement that we're doing. Yeah. So yes, definitely World Sight Day is something we would look at. Counseling service, I've mentioned it, psychologically, emotionally. That's all what holistic care is about. Yeah. And then sustainable reach, which kind of is about our brand, our communication, and our income stream. You obviously have seen our new brand, our logo, and our strap line. We want to continue to make sure that we're reaching Croydon in the best way. Who is out there that English isn't their first language, and we can find new different languages. We will work collaboratively with the council to make sure our website becomes more of that. We're going to look at getting a dedicated person who will be the social media guru, and so that's part of our fundraising process this year, that person can really drive what we do in terms of social media, because hey, look at us today, where we are. We want to make sure that we increase our networking. Like I said earlier, we want friends and families of Croydon Vision. That was part of our workshop that we did, that came out as something very key, that we have events that family and friends can come in and see what we do, so that they can understand the benefit their family member is getting from Croydon Vision. We want to make sure that software and accessibility, there's a lot of websites out there in Croydon that are not accessible. We want to make sure ours is first and foremost, so we do the best, that we lead by example of that, and then we can start to go out there and say, this is not the way it should be. Can we work together and make it happen? And that accessibility is also about My Guide training, the training that we're starting to look at. We're already working towards that. We had Debenhams as one key individuals that we're going to work with. That's been postponed for now. We also were going to work with the local opticians around Croydon to make sure that their places are accessible, and various different other places. Now those are put on hold, but they are things that we will continue to pursue. And you also need to be involved in that, the active members and volunteers, to say, where am I what shops do I go to? Is it accessible for people with sight loss? How do we make sure it becomes accessible? So those are really what we are. And like I said, this is a call to action. So if you're someone who's got time and you want to volunteer at Croydon Vision, contact Faye. I sent her email earlier. We're going to use this as a call to businesses, that they understand what sight loss is about and how we can work in partnership. Changing perception, which is it's a big thing in terms of this part of our strategy. Funds, we're looking for funding, how we can work together to raise funds for the organization, because as Glenn was asking about how robust are we, we are only as robust as we work together and find and generate income together for the organization. Local authority, voluntary sectors, NHS, we want to continue to work with them. We've started building relationships, we want to expand on that. And and funders out there. So this strategy is also going to be about that. It's going to be about how we can showcase what Croydon Vision does, so that funders can see the work we do and the plans we have for the future. That's what this is about. So I have this statement here: act now and be a part of this exciting future, because it is an exciting future for Croydon Vision, for all of us in the organization. So thank you. And if there are any comments or questions, then we'll take that. Got a few minutes to go. Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer is one of our team members here. Could Croydon Vision have open days where members of the public can come in and meet members and staff? Yes, we have been doing open days. Glenn is one of our new members, but he's very active and we are missing you, Glenn. But yes, we do have open days. We did that in 2018. We did a taster day in 2019. We will we will hold back 2021. We had one which we were going to call a workshop for collaboration. So we're going to use the templates of the two that we've done in a different, we're working together with other local organizations. And that was meant to be in June, and we are going to postpone that, cancel that this year, but we'll definitely have it in our event calendar for next year. But there are other events that we're going to be doing this year, which can kind of start the opening of that as well, of new members to kind of understand what we have done in the past. Yeah. Thank you, Susanette and team. Well done for this. Thank you, Jennifer. You're part of this team. Bless you. You are part of the team. Jennifer is our outreach worker. She's also sitting for Working Age at current, working with Danielle, who also is being supported by Glenn and a few others. So you've all been really helpful and amazing at this time with so much that's going on in terms of this crisis. That we're all coming together and making sure that we support our members. Yeah? So the well done is to all of us. I think that's it. Did you have any questions or anything that you wanted to add?
I had a question from Fiona Hazel, so she's one of our optometrists that comes in once a month. Her question was in relation to the low vision clinic. What's our plans for the low vision clinic in the next 3 years? How does that tie in with that strategy? So, if anybody would like to answer that one?
Yeah. So one of the things that we have planned for the low vision clinic is working with Moorfields and making sure that Moorfields come into Croydon Vision. So we have that still. It's still a plan. We had already had the confirmation of it, but obviously in these present times where things have been delayed. And so the plan is that they will come in once a week as a start, but the aim is that it will become more frequent. And so low vision services, rather than it's been provided at Moorfields, will be provided within Croydon Vision, which is one of the key things that members asked. They didn't ask for that service to come in here, but they asked for frequent service of low vision. So Fiona, thank you for the work you do. Amazing. Every month she's here supporting. So it's about how we then support to enhance it in a sense. So bringing more, making it more frequent, and that's one of the ways that we're doing it. So that's very much in the charity, in the strategy. Low vision is definitely within it. Like I said, if we wanted to write everything in here, it will bore you. So we don't want to do that. We wanted to make it an exciting document, but there is an operational plan that we will have as well, and that will give the measure of each of these things that we're talking about in greater depth.
So we've got a comment from Francis and a question from Raymond. Francis says, great work, well done to the CB team, proud to be a part of this organisation.
Thank you, and we're proud to have you as a chair, so thank you very much for what you do and being part of the change that has evolved in the last 2 years.
And the question from Ray is, how about inviting small groups of school children and the public to see what we're all about?
Yes, so schools is definitely in this strategy. It is part of it. That's something. We have Corey, our Children and Young People Officer, and she's already started that footwork with schools. She had some meetings before all the situation that has happened, and so she will follow up on that once we get back to normality, as best as that can be explained. Yes. What was the other one?
We just had a comment from Corey. She says, to explore collaboration, we will be going to mainstream schools to spread the word of Croydon Vision and build up relationships.
Brilliant. Thank you, Corey. There you go. She couldn't have said it any better than I could. So that's what it's all about. Danielle had one. Is Alan still going to be working with us? Counselling will definitely continue. It's part and parcel of our holistic health priority. So definitely, it's not at present because of obviously what's going on, but we are doing the befriending. So in some ways, a touch of that is happening, but not in greater depth. But Alan is with us still. Yes. but Alan is one person. But I think the main point to say is counselling will continue to be a part of what we do. I haven't heard from Dhruvan. Where are you? Dhruvan is also another of our trustees. He said hola earlier.
Has he dropped off?
Yeah, I don't know. But is there any other? Could it be by phone? It's something we were exploring. Yeah, so that's a question that we will come back to, Danielle. It won't be at what's going on presently, but we will look at it for future. Yeah? But if you want to have a one-to-one talk with us, we can arrange that. Yeah. Which of the team members are here?
Glenn's just asking, will Croydon Vision continue to seek collaboration with other businesses?
Definitely. To key parts to what's in this strategy, the call to action, that's definitely it's in there. Businesses, schools, the sense impairment team, NHS, CCG, the local council. So it's how we all work together for your benefit. Yeah. All right, Danielle, we will. Thank you. Yes. It's a bit it's got a delay process, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah. I think we'll give it 5 minutes and then we'll close it, yeah? What should I do if I am having trouble getting my meds? That's Anna,
Yeah.
Anna Clement. I asked that question to the council on Friday when I had a meeting with them, and they are putting together a list of all the areas that we can pick up meds for members. So we're having follow-up meetings every week, so I will follow up that again. But Anna, Natasha will contact you to have further discussion on that. Yeah?
Okay, so we've got a couple more questions that have just come in. Glenn, sort of following on for businesses, suggests Crystal Palace Football Club.
Yes.
And to go with that, Francis said, Croydon is a large business hub and there are a lot of companies who we could get on board.
Definitely.
Ray's got a suggestion of, how about getting the police to talk about safety on the streets?
Yeah, definitely.
And then we've got a question that I don't think anyone knows the answers for. Do we know how long this building will be closed for?
Police talks. That's Elizabeth. Hi,
Yes.
Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth.
We have it down to review on the 4th of May. So far, that's what we have down, and we will continue to assess and reassess situations as they happen. We also, what we have done is we have cancelled or postponed all our event over the next couple of months. This being one, our lunch, which was going to be a live food and art and all sorts of events with the video, lunch to video. But yes, we've had to put all that on hold. So we will continue to assess and reassess it, and you will get updates about that on the Talking News or on the newsletter, whichever of those two that you have access to. Yeah?
And Danielle had a suggestion for the medication. She says that CCNA or the pharmacy may deliver. Danielle, could you clarify what CCNA stands for?
Yeah. But while she's typing that,
Yes, okay.
just really want to say thank you everyone who's put this together, made it happen. It has taken good months of work, but we're here now and we have it. And like I said, this is going to be a working document, so it's not fixed. It will become flexible if it needs to be flexible. So it is a working paper. There's a lot of people who do strategy and it just be put on a shelf. That's not what we're going to do. It's going to be a working document that we're continually reviewing, and we're continually making sure the measures we've put there are achievable, and we can continue to do that. Will the Mother's Day lunch be rescheduled? Mother's Day lunch, Glenn. Bless him. Mother's Day, yeah, it did. It wasn't rescheduled. It was cancelled. It was cancelled, Glenn. And Father's Day might happen, you know. So, and Mother's Day is next year again. So, it was a really cool menu, wasn't it, Glenn? So, I think, yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why you're thinking about it. Bless you.
So I think we've got one. So thank you, Danielle. She said that stands for the Croydon Community Mutual Aid. Offline we'll get some actual details of that from you, Danielle. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And then Francis says, I trust all the members of the Croydon Vision team are looking after themselves and keeping 2 metres apart. We need you all fit and healthy.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Francis, definitely. And we're all doing our best to make sure that we keep ourselves healthy so that we can better support you all. So thank you all so much for today. Thank you for joining us, and keep us on Twitter, keep on Facebook. We've got things that we're posting there every day in terms of what we're doing, and the strategy, like I said, will go up, and you can have a real good read of it, and it's going to be the accessible version as well as the fancy copy with all the design that it has. So you will have access to it by end of the day today. And if you have any other questions or anything, you want to join us in this movement, give us a call. Yeah? Thank you and have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the week and weekend ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.